I've been looking for some relief. I've been searching, but don't know what I need. Lost in my thoughts, don't know what to believe. The truth has always been right in front of me. But when I get caught up in the day by day, holding on to pain that just won't go away, I say thank you to the hard times for making me stronger. Thank you for all the lessons that are making me wiser. Thank you to those who were kind to lift me up. Thank you for all my blessings. I am so grateful. I just gotta say thank you. I just gotta say that when I get caught up in the day by day, holding on to pain that just won't go away, I say thank you to the hard times for making me stronger. Thank you for all the lessons that are making me wiser. Thank you to those who are kind to lift me up. Thank you for all my blessings. I am so grateful. I just gotta say thank you. I just gotta say thank you.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us. We're so happy, with this beautiful summit that in English, our first summit in English. So we are super, super happy. Thank you, Alma, for that beautiful, beautiful introduction to our Gratitude Effect Summit. So good evening, everyone, once more. Thank you for being here. Whether you're watching from across the ocean or sitting right here in this space, your presence matters and it means everything to us tonight. So, from our heart to yours, thank you very, very much. I want to start by asking you a question. And when was the last time you felt deeply, honestly, profoundly grateful, not for something big, but for something simple? Maybe the way the sunlight landed on your face this morning, or maybe the sound of someone laughing, a baby laughing in the next room or next to you while you were working, or just maybe the fact that your breath, your life continues moment after moment, even when you forget to notice. Gratitude, it's not just something we feel when everything goes well. It's a practice, and it's a state of being, a way of relating to everything, our joy, our pain, our purpose, our challenges, with awareness and reverence. That's what's important about gratitude. And that's what we're going to be talking today. This summit, the Gratitude Effect Summit, it's not about just adding another practice to your to do list. It's about remembering a truth you already know. And that gratitude is medicine, it grounds us, it heals us, and it reminds us that we are connected, whole, and divinely supported. When we shift into gratitude, we shift everything. Our relationships soften, our nervous system relaxes, our creativity awakens, our energy rises, and our spirit begins to speak more clearly. So, tonight, you're not just attending a summit, you're being invited into a movement and remembering. Each of our speakers tonight embodies this message, not just in theory, but in how they live, love, and serve. And I'm so happy to be able to share with these beautiful, beautiful women that we have here today. Together, we will journey through the many expressions of gratitude in the body, in the heart, in community, in healing, in nature, in silence, and in energy. So we're gonna tap into gratitude into different ways, in our body, in our mind, in our emotions, in everything that we are. This is the gratitude effect. It's not a concept, but a lived vibration. You are not here by accident. So if you're here with us, thank you again, because what we want to share with you is something beautiful from each of our speakers. You are part of this shift. So take a deep breath, feel your heart, and let gratitude begin working its quiet magic on you even now. So let's begin. Again, I'm super happy. My name is Sananda. I'm a Master Zoly of the ZOLEMGEH Estrella formation. And I want to introduce to you our speakers. We're going to say hi. And then after that, we're going to start talking about what the topics that we're going to be sharing with you today. So let's go ahead and start and bring to the stage Alma, beautiful Alma. How are you, Alma?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Super excited and honored and grateful to be here with all of you today.
Beautiful. Thank you for that beautiful song that you sang to us. It's perfect way to introduce this gratitude effect. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Also, let's bring to stage beautiful Julianne. Where is Julianne? Hi, Julianne. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. We're super happy that you took the time to share with us your experience. She's gonna have a great topic today, but wait, we just have to wait and see. Now let's bring into the stage our beautiful Emmiel. Hi, Emmiel. How are you? You have your microphone off.
Hello, everybody. I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be here with everybody, and I hope you enjoy, because today we're going to talk over this very powerful feeling that everybody should have, is the gratitude.
Oh, yes. Now let's bring to the stage beautiful Cecilia. Hola, Cecilia. How are you?
How are you? I'm very grateful to be here, and I'm happy, and I'm ready to share all my experiences with my fur babies.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, thank you. And last but not least, our beautiful Armonya. Where is Armonya? Hola, Armonya. How are you? Your microphone is off.
Oops. How are you? I'm so happy to be here. Very grateful for this space and for all the people that are watching us. We're profoundly thankful. So let's have fun and through gratefulness.
Yes, exactly. Let's have fun. So thank you, ladies, for joining me on the stage right now. Well, we're going to start our summit. I'm going to the introduction of the first person that's going to talk. So stay with me, because what we have to start with, it's beautiful. Our first speaker is our beautiful Alma. And she's going to talk about finding meaning in the journey of life. She is a beautiful, beautiful woman, and she's my niece. And her voice doesn't just sing, it awakens, as you can see. You saw when we started the summit. Alma is a soulful singer, a songwriter, a Master Zoly and Angelical life coach, whose music is more than a melody. It's medicine. So please listen to her because her music will transform your life. She guides others to reconnect with their light through love, presence, and sound. Her gentle strength invites us to stop performing and start being. Please welcome the radiant and heart-led Alma. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Sananda. I'm so honored to be here with all of you today and to share this stage with such amazing and beautiful women. I am truly honored. And we're going to have fun. We're going to talk of a subject that I truly love and I'm very passionate about, and that's finding meaning in the journey of life. And first of all, thank you for being here for us, but most importantly for yourself. And whether you're going through transition, through change, through success, through healing, whatever it is you're going through right now, I want you to remember that this right from the start. And it's that your life already has meaning, and that life, it's not about reaching a destination. It's about learning how to live, how to love, how to feel, and how to grow along the way. And finding meaning, it's not something that you get once you achieve a certain goal or once you feel ready, but right here, right now, in the outgoing journey of life. Now, let's explore how, and first, let's dive into what meaning really it's about, right? And this can have a different description for everybody, and it depends on your perception of what meaning is. But to me, meaning it's feeling connected to who you are and why you do what you do. It's being present even when things don't feel perfect, or when things don't go the way that you wanted or the way that you had in mind or the way that you expected it to go. And it's also sensing that even your struggles, they have a purpose. And you may not see the purpose right away or right when you're going through that situation, especially if you're going through challenge or through something uncomfortable. But I promise you that after our talk and all the presentations that we have today, you may have a different perception of that. So I invite you to open your heart, open your minds, and to truly listen and to truly be present. And we're going to take a deep breath in. Hold it for a few seconds, bring all the tension to the surface, and then exhale. And you're here. This moment, it's a gift, and I'm so honored to share it with you. Now, the reason why I chose this subject is because I believe that the world that we live in constantly teaches us to measure our worth by our success, by achievements, by titles, by recognition, or how far we've come in comparison to others, and also how fast we get there in comparison to others. And we're programmed to believe that once we reach a certain goal, once we, check something from our vision board, once we have it all figured out, then our life will finally have meaning. Then, we will be able to enjoy life or to feel grateful because we have finally achieved or accomplished everything that we wanted. And it's not just career. It's not just like status. Sometimes even things that are meant to nourish us, like wellness routines or self-care or healthy habits, become part of that pressure. Especially with social media trends and comparison, that can subtly convince us that the more we do, the more productive we are, and then the more valuable we are, even if we're doing good things for ourselves, right? And when we start believing that our value increases with how much we accomplish, how well we keep up, or how closely we match an ideal, it gets difficult because we stop enjoying life, and then we just start focusing on doing more. And we think that doing more will make us worthy because we have to change, because we have to do something different, because we have to achieve all these things. But when we release the pressure to prove ourselves to others, and sometimes the pressure off our shoulders from ourselves, from the expectations or the things that we think we have to do because that's what people expect from us, or what we, the expectations that we set for ourselves, when we release that pressure to always be defending, to always be like fighting and constantly moving, we make room for something sacred. And that's something sacred to me. It's gratitude, it's joy, it's connection, it's also abundance. And abundance is linked to creativity. And in order to be able to find our meaning, we have to give us a space of abundance, of truly being able to enjoy life, to enjoy things, and not just do them because we have to check something off a list. And this is what the journey is about. It's finding meaning in the journey of life through gratitude. And we're gonna learn how to do that. Now, I wanted to share a little bit of my story, because when I chose this subject that we're discussing today, it's something that over the last 2-3 years of my life I've been experiencing, and I've gone through a lot of change, a lot of different things in my life. And I started singing because I loved it. And I started singing since I'm able to remember, since I was a kid. I always loved performing and singing and just being on stage and being able to connect with people that way. And music has been my best friend truly through my whole life. And it has been my connection to myself, to my soul, to God, to my faith. It has been my way of communicating with others, to express myself. And sometimes music has been able to put into words what I'm not able to express. And it has allowed me to connect with my emotions and my feelings and truly understand. Now, as time went by and I started getting exposure and I started having more opportunities, and I started with connecting with people in the industry and doing the same thing, something kind of shifted. I began to believe that my value depending on how successful I was or how many things I had on my list of things that I had achieved, or how many people were listening, how many views, the numbers, the metrics, and how perfect everything could be. And all that pressure and trying to make everything perfect before I was able even to put it out there really made me think that my worth and my value came from what I achieved. And I also felt that people, like the people around me, my friends, or even people I didn't know, just the people that I was singing to, were expecting that of me, or were seeing that in me, like, oh, she's valuable, or she's worthy because she sings, or because she does this, or because this and that. And that realization was kind of painful and hard, because I wonder, like, what if I'm not doing music, or what if I couldn't sing? Then where will my worth or my value be? And then I started kind of losing the joy of doing music just because I loved it. And singing became something that I had to do right, because I had to achieve all of these things, and singing and music was the way to do it. And I put so much expectations on music, on myself, and it just really took away the enjoyment and the love. And of course, I share my story through music because that's my path, that's what I've experienced. But this applies to all of us. And I'll give you 2 questions, because the easiest way to discover what expectations you're carrying is to ask yourself first, what does success mean to you? And that could be money, that could be relationships, that could be a certain job, that could be, being wealthy, or, that could be having a family. Whatever it is, it means something different for everyone. And the second question is, what do you believe you need to achieve or to become to finally feel fulfilled or worthy? And these two are super linked, because when you find the concept of what success means to you, then you see, okay, so what do I need to achieve to finally feel that success? And then that mindset keeps us always like in a hamster wheel. There's always something missing. There's always something to chase. And I promise you that once you achieve all of those things that you think you need to feel successful, to enjoy life, to find meaning, there will be something else. Because that's what, the world right now programs us to do. Like, there always has to be something. You always have to do something better, something bigger. And sometimes without realizing it, we attach our meaning to those answers, to what success means to us, and to what we think we need to achieve to feel that fulfillment or to feel worthy. And it's because, again, once we think that once you get there, then you'll be happy. Once you get there, you'll give yourself permission to enjoy life, to be grateful, to wake up every morning and be like, oh my God, I love my life. And I love, just the fact that I'm breathing and I'm here. And we overlook those things sometimes just because we're so focused on being productive and thinking that doing more, it's, doing better. And life had a way to show me that, if you pay attention to the present moment, I realized that I was just carrying so many things that I had to do, that I, just so much weight, like a huge list of things that I had to accomplish before I could even, feel myself again, or enjoy music again, or just enjoy life. And we forget, when we just, fill ourselves with this huge list of to-dos, to just be in the present moment. And I overlooked the fact that I even had music at all. And that's the whole point of this. It's that, yes, success and, all the things that that your heart wants and that you desire and that, you really, really are passionate about, those things are important, and those things will bring you joy, and they'll be great moments, but they won't tell you what your meaning is, because meaning, it's when we're present, it's when we're here. And I'll give you an example. I focused so much on the fact that my music wasn't where I wanted it to be, or that my voice wasn't where I wanted it to be. And I focused on the technical part and just trying to make everything perfect, that I overlooked the miracle that I even had music, that I could sing, that I could feel, that I could connect through sound. And that's what gratitude shows us. It's to pay attention to, let's say, the basics of life, to go back to the basics. That's why I call it. Maybe the simple things are not simple at all. They're really miracles. It's, let's say that you wake up in the morning and then just feel grateful because you're opening your eyes, because, you just came from maybe a beautiful night of sleep, that you are able to open your eyes, to take a deep breath, to enjoy your morning coffee, to feel the sunlight on your skin, to see the stars. Maybe it's a message from someone you love, or being able to be surrounded of the people that you love, and, just waking up to another day. And even if you have things that you don't love at the moment, maybe it's a job, a situation, a challenge, an experience that you're going through, if you go back to the simple things, if you go back to the basics, that will allow you to take the pressure off your shoulders and to be in the moment. And that's why I'm talking about this, because when I started practicing gratitude again, and when you start practicing gratitude, I began to notice meaning in those things. And those simple things have kind of really brought me back to my heart, to remind me that I am not what I achieve. And yes, you can have your passion, you can have things that you love to do, that you thrive for, but you are valuable right here and right now without those things. Like, just as you are, just for the fact that you're here, that you're breathing, that you're present, you are valuable. And just connecting back with gratitude really reminding me that my worth was not what I achieved. It was, my worth was who I am when I'm being fully present, and that is enough. Now, there are a few things that I've learned along the way, and I would love to share those with you. There are 3 things. The first thing is that there's presence over perfection, and to stop waiting for everything to align before you allow yourself to feel alive. And that meaning isn't found when everything looks perfect. It's born in the messy, it's born in the real, it's born in the honest, in the very honest and deep and raw moments of life, especially when you're with yourself. Maybe you have a lot of emotions. Maybe it's something that, just shifted for you, or a situation that awakens you. So being present over focusing on the perfection. And perfection can be, something that you want to achieve a certain way, or you can also be having, a list or a plan of how everything has to go. And if it doesn't go that way, then you freak out, and it's like, well, what am I going to do now? Or, where's my value? Where's my worth if I can achieve those things, or if things didn't go the way that I planned? And the most interesting thing about this is that when we release the pressure having to control everything, or to letting or to giving control to the things outside or to the people outside, we allow life to happen. And whether it's faith, whether it's the universe, whatever you believe on, when you release that pressure off your shoulders, something shifts, something kind of magical happens, because life starts to happen in the best way possible when you release that control and release of the things that you think will make you happy, that you think that you need to be valuable or worthy or to find your meaning. Everything comes because you give a space, you give that space, and you give yourself kind of like an open book, abundance for everything to create, for everything to happen. Now, a second thing that I've learned, it's that connection can be so useful as a compass, just as gratitude is. Connection and gratitude, they are a guide. And that, remember that we're not meant to do this alone, and that relationships with others, with nature, with Mother Earth, with your heart, with your soul, with the universe, with God, with your faith, all the relationships around us, even the ones that may, the good ones and the one that may be challenging experiences, everything shows you something about yourself. Everything is there to show you something that you may not want to see. So that's why relationships are so beautiful, and our family, our friends, partners, whatever it is, the people that you work with, they help us rediscover who we are. It may be easy. It may be that you're connecting with somebody that you love, and everything flows and it's amazing, and you just have a deep connection. Or it may be a situation where somebody really bothers you, or a heavy emotion that you feel. That's also a message from that relationship to see something in you that you may have not been able to see before, or that you may not want to see. And gratitude deepens those connections, those relationships, because when we start to feel gratitude and we start to really value those relationships, whether it's good or not that good, we allow ourselves to find meaning behind that. We are grateful for every experience and every step of the journey, because let me tell you something, your journey and my journey, they're completely different. Everybody has a unique and very special and beautiful journey. So when we open our hearts to gratitude, we stop comparing to others. We stop comparing our journey or the timing of our things to the timing of other people. And then you start valuing your journey for what it is. Because every lesson and every challenge and every relationship and every person that you've met along the way, it all means something. Whether you see it or don't see it yet, it means something. And it's just a matter of opening your heart and opening your mind for those answers to come. Now, there's a third thing, and it's that creativity and contribution. And the thing with that is that, as I said, I share my story through music, but it can be anything that you love to do. My message today is that, whether you know what you love to do, maybe it's playing an instrument, maybe it's going for a walk, cooking, reading a book, painting, whatever it is, just give yourself a moment to do it without any expectations. It's not like, oh, I'm going to paint something and then I'm going to, go to an exposition and put it out there. No, leave that for another moment. Just really allow yourself for a moment, just practice it on your daily life. Maybe it's once a week, twice a week, whatever time you can make for that, to do something that you love just for the joy of it. It's like, I'm going to sing and I don't care if it sounds great or if it sounds awful. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to go and dance around my room and, just allow yourself to feel that joy without any expectations. Just because just being grateful that there's something in your life that you truly enjoy. And if you don't know what it is, then there's also beauty in that, because you can just experiment, right? I don't know if I like to, run a marathon, but I can try, right? And maybe you hate it, maybe you love it, but you won't know until you try it. And that's why sometimes it's easier to do things that you don't really, know if you like or not, because there's no pressure. You just are trying it for the fun of it. So that's my invitation today. It's that be creative and just, connect with things that you love to do. Give yourself the opportunity to do something just for fun. Whatever it is, maybe it's watch a movie, just be there for fun, just be present, and just share with me after what it feels like to do something without any expectations of where that hobby or where that experience will take you. Just enjoying the moment in the present. And when it's about contribution, talking about contribution, it's that once you find a hobby or something that you love to do, or maybe it's something that you want to share with the world, first, remember presence over perfection. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. It just has to be genuine. And then second, they just need to, your gifts just need to be shared. And if you love to do it, I promise you that you're going to enjoy it no matter what. And if you do it without the expectations of where it will take you or putting your value on those things, you will just have so much beauty, and it's just going to connect you to your soul. Because when you give from the heart, even something small, it becomes meaningful. Now, one thing that I was thinking about when I was, setting up this presentation was, how can we practice gratitude when life feels heavy, right? Because sometimes we hear gratitude and it's like, yes, be positive and do this and, do the affirmations, and they wake up, but then that contributes to the thing of just doing more, because we think it's better to do more than to do maybe less things, but with more presence. And sometimes we may not feel, great. Sometimes it may be a challenging situation. It may be hard. It may be painful. And my message is that gratitude isn't about ignoring the pain. It's not about ignoring what's going on. It's about going back to yourself. It's about finding the light within yourself. And even when times feel hard, ask yourself, what's one thing that's still supporting you right now? One thing. And if you don't find any answers to that, let me tell you that your breath is supporting you right now. So that's something to be super grateful for. It can be your faith. It can be the sunrise. It can be a book that you love, or a TV show that you're watching, or just having a deep, truly meaningful connection with somebody that you love, or, whatever it is. What is something that it's still supporting you right now? And when you see it that way, it kind of clears the perspective of everything, that we don't need all of those things to find meaning in ourselves, to find meaning in our lives. Because just the fact that we're here, that we're breathing, that we're able to do things that we love, that we're able to have these conversations, it's just so beautiful. And it's something to be deeply grateful for. I am. And now we're going to do a quick exercise and a quick gratitude practice. Now, I'm going to ask you, if you're in a space that you feel comfortable, to close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, we're going to take a deep inhale through our nose. Hold the breath, and then exhale through your mouth. And we'll do that one more time. You're going to inhale deeply and bring all the tension, all the worries, all the expectations to the surface, to your shoulders. Hold your breath in, and then exhale through your mouth and release. Now, feel free to close your eyes. I'm going to guide you through it. If not, you can open your eyes and place your hands on your heart. And just feel the beating of your heart. Feel your body and how it's feeling today. Maybe you're feeling still a little bit of tension, or maybe you feel relaxed. Whatever it is, just honor it. And now, in this moment, when you are connected to your body, when you are here in the present, when nothing else matters, when you know that you are valuable and that you are worthy, and that your meaning, it's being here in this moment, breathing, opening your heart. Think of a moment where you felt truly alive. Not because you achieved something, not because you had something to do, but because you were present. What was that moment when you felt truly alive, just for being present? And that moment can be a song, a laugh, a quiet morning, a sunset, having your favorite drink. Maybe you were going for a walk, or enjoying a meal, or spending time with your family, with your loved ones. Maybe you were doing what you love. And let that memory and that moment fill you with warmth, with so much abundance, with so much gratitude, and with so much love. And now ask yourself, what did that moment teach you about who you are? What did that moment of feeling truly alive, not because you achieved something, but just because you were present, just because you were enjoying the moment, just because you felt fulfilled with life, just as it is, just as you are? And then think, how can you bring that feeling into your life today? How can you bring that feeling of being present and to feeling enough and to feel that your life has meaning? And I think, what are you grateful for in this very breath, in this very moment? The first things that come to your mind, whatever it is, just honor it and just be grateful for it. Just feel the gratitude fill your heart. Not because it's perfect, but because it's real. But because you're here. Because you're worthy. And still with your eyes closed or deeply connected to your heart in this moment, take a deep inhale. Take a deep exhale. And remember that you are already enough. That you are already meaningful. That your life has meaning. That there's nothing to chase and there's nothing to prove. That life, it's there to enjoy it. That your journey, it's there to make you the best version of yourself. That the expectations are just thoughts of the things that we need, that we think we need, that we think will give our life meaning. But it's deeper than that. Because the truth is that all of those achievements without a deep connection, they won't make you feel meaning. They won't make you feel that you're fulfilled, that you finally arrived. What will make you feel that, it's to be in this moment and to honor your journey and to know that you already have meaning without having to do more or without having to be more. That you can accomplish whatever your heart wishes, but that you are already valuable as you are today. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes, bring your hands back to your knees or to a comfortable position. You can take a deep breath once again, and you release. And to close this reflection, I want to remind you that gratitude, it's not just a feeling, it's a way to return to yourself. And then when you stop chasing meaning, you start creating that meaning. And then when you stop fighting the moment and you stop worrying about how you want things to be or all of those expectations, you start living in the moment, in the life that's happening right now. And that worth isn't found in success. That worth isn't found in perfection. That meaning isn't found in success or perfection or achievements. Meaning and worth, it's found in the quiet, in knowing that your life matters right now, in this very moment. And remember to honor your path, to honor your process, and to trust the process. To know that you're exactly where you need to be. And that the possibilities are infinite. And thank you so much for letting me share this journey with you. I truly hope that gratitude always guides you home, and that you are able to just enjoy life and to give yourself the permission to enjoy life without the expectations, just because it's already a blessing that we're here. And the light in me truly honors and respects and loves the light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much. Now we're gonna have a quick question round, and I'd love to see all your comments on the chats. I'm truly grateful. Thank you so much. I see you, Emmiel, Michael. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, let's see here. We have a few questions. Hi, Sananda.
Hello. Well, before we ask, we start asking questions, I just want to say, what a way to open the summit! Wow, thank you. I mean, Alma, thank you so much, because honestly, having you starting the summit, you are a beautiful young woman, and coming from you, all of this beautiful message that for me, it's like it's giving a message to all of the young people that yes, you can do it. And because I know, this new generation, has the social media, and all of these messages that they get, like they get bombarded. A message coming from you, it's beautiful. So thank you, really, thank you for a wonderful opening of the summit. So now, yes, you can go ahead and answer your questions.
No, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone for being here today. I love seeing your comments, and it's just such a beautiful way to kind of stop and connect with ourselves, and just to stop thinking that we have to do and always be productive, and that if we focus on our values and the things that we love, life will find its way, and our journey will find its way and its meaning. And let's see the questions that we have here. What would you say to someone who feels lost or disconnected from their purpose? I will tell them to go back to the basics. You don't have to have all the answers right away, and that life, it's a journey, like we're talking, and that go back to the basics of the things that you maybe enjoy doing as a kid, or the things that you enjoy doing with people that you love. And just truly ask yourself, when was the last time that you were truly present, or that you had a real conversation with a friend, or with a partner, with your family? When was the last time you did something for you? And once you start doing those things, and once you start just setting up your values and what the values are, you will start focusing on the things that really matter to you, and you will give energy to those things, and you will give time, and you will give yourself the abundance and the creativity to explore those things. So if you feel like you don't have meaning, or you feel lost or disconnected, just go back to yourself, practicing gratitude, affirmations, whatever it is to you, or just do something that you enjoy for the joy of it, without any expectations. Now, I think we have, thank you. And do you think gratitude can change how we see success? 100%. And I think that gratitude changes that, because we go back to the same thing of thinking we have to do more, or that being successful, it's, something in particular. And really, success, you are already successful as you are today. It may not be exactly what you think it is, or the expectations that you have, or the idea that you have in your mind. But when you take a step back and you start being grateful for the little things, and for the small things that are actually miracles, because just being able to walk outside and take a deep breath, connecting with nature, with music, with the people around you, all those things are already, successful. Those things are just beautiful. And when we practice the gratitude, we start seeing all those little things, and we start finding the value in our life and in ourselves, because we're like, well, I'm successful because I woke up this morning, and I got to go to work, and I'm here today, and I'm doing what I love, and I'm singing. And it's not necessarily a number or something in particular. It's not like a house or a certain amount of money. It's just because you're here. It's because you're present. So I definitely think that when you practice gratitude, it really changes the way that we perceive success in our lives.
Thank you so much, Alma. Really, I really appreciate you being here, and giving this beautiful message about finding the meaning of journey of life. So thank you so much. Now let's continue. I'm going to introduce our next speaker. our beautiful, beautiful Julianne. She's going to talk about the power of togetherness. Julianne, originally from Montreal, now rooted in Costa Rica. Julianne is a master Zoly and an angelical life coach, a healer, a community builder, and a mother, both biologically and by choice. And I'm pretty sure she's going to tell you a little bit about her story. Her life is a living example of the healing power of unity, purpose, and joy. Whether she's in the kitchen, the jungle, and literally in the jungle, or holding sacred space, she leads from the heart and builds for the future. Let's welcome our luminous Julianne.
Hi, Sananda. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. I'm very, very happy to be here with you today to speak about a subject that is really old and ancient, but has been forgotten in many ways, which is togetherness. So, yeah, let's dive into it. Before starting, I want you to take a second and think of the last time that you felt truly grateful. Well, maybe it was 3 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago with Alma. Maybe you thought about your health or anything that came up during that beautiful exercise that she led. Or maybe it was this morning when you were drinking your coffee. Or maybe it was gratitude that you felt, as the rays of sun were shining through in the morning. Gratitude is one of the most beautiful human emotions. It expands us, it softens us, and it reminds us that life itself is a gift. But here's the thing. Today, most of our gratitude goes upward. So it's like towards something that the universe or God or life itself gave us. Like, I'm so grateful for my life. I'm so thankful for all I have. And that's absolutely beautiful. But what about horizontal gratitude? So gratitude directed towards each other. Because when we forget to express gratitude through connection, there's something in us that begins to fade. And that is happening more and more in the context of our society, where we're more and more disconnected from each other. So that's what this talk is about, how there's a way that we can live in constant gratitude, not only towards life, but also towards each other, and how living in that can heal not just our relationships, but also our biology. So I would like you to grab, if you have close to you, maybe a paper and a pen, or just maybe your phone, just to write down something quick. I'm going to ask you 3 questions before diving into the subject to know where you're standing right now. So let's say that you're cooking a recipe and you're missing an ingredient, okay, an essential ingredient to the recipe. What do you do? Would you, and that's letter A, would you go buy it nearby? B, would you skip the recipe completely or try to find an ingredient to replace it? Or C, would you ask a neighbor? Okay, second question. When you feel sad, what do you typically do? Do you open Netflix or scroll on social media? That would be A. B, do you try to handle it alone with different kind of techniques, or just kind of like talking to yourself and try to move through that emotion? Or C, do you call a friend or go outside your door and meet a neighbor and talk about what's going on? Third and last questions. How many neighbors have been inside your home? Okay, so A would be from 0 to 5, B from 5 to 10, and C more than 10. Okay, now I expect that most of you won't have answered C, at least not for the 3 questions. If you want, you can even write your answers in the chat, just so we know. But yeah, I expect that you wouldn't have answered C to the 3 question, and that's totally normal because we typically live in settings that don't really allow us to connect with our neighbors. We live far from each other physically, and not only that, but we all have busy schedules. It's work, sleep, repeat for a lot of people. And we also kind of assume that other people's are busy, other people might not want to see us or be bothered. And even if we want to see someone, sometimes it can be a little bit complicated to plan it. You have to plan it in advance. So even though we live in, for a lot of us, live in cities with a lot of people around, a lot of the time we feel disconnected and isolated. Even if you have a lot of neighbors that you do connect with, most likely you haven't picked your neighbors based on your values, on their values, right? So it's more like random, like we all chose to live in that same neighborhood, and it happens that we do some kind of activities together, but there's not like these common values that you share, right? So yeah, that's how a lot of people are living right now. But what if I told you that there's a different way to live? And as I said before, this way is not new. It's actually pretty ancient, and it's called community. Okay, before telling you more about community, I want to share a little bit more about my story. So 4 years ago, a little bit more than 4 years ago, I was traveling all around the world. I had clarity that I felt like exploring this beautiful planet that we live in, and I wasn't necessarily looking for a place to settle in. But while I was traveling in Costa Rica, I met someone that I completely fell in love with, or rose in love with, as I like to say, and I decided to stay where he was living, so I could see if this relationship was going to work. And happened that this person was living in a very special place, and that is called Ecovia. That is what we call a regenerative community. And at that time, I was already on a path to be more aligned with my values, with taking care of my health. I considered myself spiritual. I was connecting a lot with, energy medicine and different things. But I had never heard of this word of community or this other setting of living. And in my mind, it was something maybe very hippie, like just a lot of people are living together in a big house and they're all the time together. And that's not for me because I'm an introvert and I need time for myself. So I never considered that this was an option for me to live. But since he lived in a place like that, I had to experience it. And what I discovered is a place that is in nature. So Sananda said that I live in the jungle. I literally do. There's a lot of jungle around me, a river, a beautiful crystal clear river. So I live in nature, but I'm well surrounded. Each person here has their own piece of land and their own house, so they have their privacy. But we also share some common areas, which can be, forest with trails or pools or yoga and movement platforms or ranchos where people meet for, it can be co-working or events, potlucks where everybody cook like a dish and then we all share a nice dinner, or sport areas and things like that. So a lot of common areas that are shared by the community, and there's also a lot of food growing on the land. So these projects, these communities, really the mission is to find lands that have had an impact, an ecological impact, and be able to plant a lot of trees to regenerate the land, and then people can eat what's growing around us. And since we're in Costa Rica, a lot of food is growing around us. There's many fruits and vegetables that we get to eat from the ground. So I discovered that, it's possible to live in that kind of setting and have the privacy that I needed, but also connection, which I'm going to speak about now. I also discovered this thing that people here call the gift economy, where the name says it. It's an economy based on gifts. So here, we will have every day different events going on, a workout class, a yoga class, a lunch, anything, a workshop, anything that you can think of. And people will just give it, offer it to the rest of the community without charging anything. And people that feel like participating can participate if they want to. So it creates this constant opportunity to be grateful towards each other, because you have all the time these amazing events that you're so grateful that people are organizing. And maybe you offer something once, or at first, when I arrived, I wouldn't offer anything because I didn't feel comfortable. And after a while, I felt like I wanted to give as well. But there's no expectations. So it's quite amazing that you give once and you receive like 1,000 times. So we're not also like disconnected from the world. We live, it's an ecological community, so things are done in an ecological way, but it's also 2025, and there are many ways that you can build things in an ecological way, and that it's still super comfortable. We're connected to the rest of the world. I'm here with you right now, so we have fiber optic internet, underground electricity, and all of that. So it's both ancient and revolutionary. And when I started living like that, and started to know the people here and so on, it felt like a remembrance, that I felt like I was basically remembering a way to live that is as old as the world. And it really changed me, because I came from this idea that as I said, I felt like I was introverted and didn't want to connect with other people. But when you're blocking yourself from opening up, it can also block your own growth. So I feel like we're so used to isolation that getting out of there can feel scary. It can feel scary to be seen, because, living in community is not only about joy, connection, and support all the time. It's also one of the most powerful paths for personal transformation, personal growth. When you live closely with others, you can't hide behind the usual masks. If you have a bad day and you walk in the street and you see someone that, because you know everyone, and they ask how you are, you will probably want to share. And, also in a conventional setting, if something happens, a conflict with someone, and someone triggers you, it's easy to avoid them. But in community, when you share spaces, rhythm, energy, you will find that your patterns will be reflected back to you until you can see them. So this is what I like to call the mirror effect, that the people around you become like living mirrors. And that you have probably noticed before. When you see something in someone and it's really bothering you, and you're like, oh, I get so triggered by the way this person is not generous. I feel this. A lot of the time it's because you are seeing your own scarcity. And I could give 1,000 examples, but a lot of the time when we feel triggered by how other people are acting, it's just things that are inside of us that we haven't fully healed yet. So in that way, living in community can reveal the parts of yourself that still crave that understanding or healing. It's not always comfortable, but it's really liberating. On the energy level, when you live in an intentional community, there's usually a higher energetic coherence, because people meditate, people share values, they connect with the land. And that creates a kind of energy field that amplifies everything that's within you. So that's why also that living in community is a path for growth, because it's like whatever you have inside, for some reason, with that energetic coherence, it just wants to go out and be seen. So if you're in resistance, that resistance will feel stronger. People come here and they notice it from the first days. Like if they have things inside that are going on, it will really come up. If people are in openness, it expands faster. We notice here that it's really faster and easier to manifest what we want because of this energy field. So nature as well is part of the equation, as I shared before. That lush jungle around us has an effect, and when you're in flow, you really feel guided and held by that nature. Something else I want to add on that topic is that here people don't come here by mistake or by coincidence. People choose that they want to live in a place where they have a community that we say a like-minded community. So we don't have the same opinions on everything, of course, but there's a similar set of values that goes about protecting the earth, taking care of our health, just living a more aligned life with ourselves, with each other, and with nature. So there's people from all over the world, all kind of different backgrounds and all kind of different ages who live here. So there's not like one culture dominating, but it really feels like we're creating our own culture. And that culture is rooted in positivity and a better view of the world, because we all choose that we want to live a better life. And we hope that we can also give this to the future generations to come. Now, if we go back to the basics and to our human biology, okay, from an evolutionary standpoint, the human being was not built to live alone. For millions of years, our survival was depending on cooperation and attachment, because we hunted, we protected, we raised children together. So because of this, even today, even if we live in different contexts, our biology didn't change, and it still rewards connections, and it suffers when we feel isolated. So the main biological systems that are involved in that, we're not going to go too deep in the details, but I think it's still interesting for you to know, is first of all the oxytocin that you might have heard of, and because it's a bonding hormone. So it's a hormone that we usually associate to love, but it's not just related to romantic contexts. It's also released through all kinds of relationships, and even through movements. Like if we dance together, we chant together, or we work out together, we release a lot of oxytocins. If we don't do these things, if we do these things within a group, especially if it's within a group that makes us feel safe and seen. So oxytocin has many positive effects, and one of them is lowering the cortisol, that is a stress hormone, and it also helps the immune system function better. And then the other system that is really involved with all of this is the vagus nerve. So this nerve connects your brain to your heart, to your lungs, and to your gut. And it's related with your feeling of calm. Okay. So seeing the same people daily brings trust, brings predictability to your day. Being around people that makes you feel safe really helps our nervous system in that sense. Also, just on the psychological side of it, the human nervous system always seeks co-regulation. So if you have kids or you have kids around you, you might know that babies, they learn to calm down by being held, by being seen, and by being soothed. Okay, if you leave a baby on its own, it will not do good. But as adults, we still need the same thing in a different way. So it can be through friendships, through family bonds, and community spaces. So that's still in our biology. And, gathering with other people and working on projects together and doing things together, it actually mimics the same patterns than when we were cooperating with each other a long time ago, whether it was for hunting or finding a place to stay for the night in the middle of the forest. But it activates these same patterns in the brain that are essential. Where I live, we're 48 families. And that's not a coincidence, okay? When you think of a neighborhood, you can have hundreds of families, right? A city, it's thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of families. In communities, there's an ideal number of people that you want to have. And that's something that we know from a long time ago. There's a number that is called Dunbar's number. That is the ideal people that you want to have in a tribe or in a community for the community to really thrive and be harmonious. Okay, because if you have too little people, it's hard to find people that you will really get along with. And yeah, there might be some elements that are missing. There might be some roles or that might not be fulfilled. But if it's too big, then you lose that feeling of intimacy, and it can just become like a neighborhood. So for most of human history, people lived in tribes or small communities of between 50 and 150 individuals, where everyone had a role and a purpose. Even the parenting was collective. I don't know if you have kids, you might have noticed that it is hard. It is a lot of responsibilities, and these responsibilities used to be shared. Today, people live in apartments and they have to do everything from the cooking, the cleaning, the taking care of the baby, the working, full-time jobs. It's something that felt like it should be many people taking care of a kid. And we always hear takes a village to raise a child, and really this say is totally right. We've gained a lot of independence in modern life, which is great, but we also lost much of this interdependence. So what happens when we live like this, when we go back to community? Now I spoke a little bit about what happens when we don't, but what happens when we do? First of all, we get to experience the most sacred moments of life, such as, for example, the birth of a child, or even the death of a close one, with more witnesses and more support. I'm going to share two different stories, but I have now she's my friend, but she first came just as a neighbor, and she was super pregnant and was going to give birth in a few weeks. And everybody welcomed her and organized this beautiful baby blessing for her, where was just a really beautiful ceremony to welcome these two people into parenthood. And then once she had the baby, every day at her door there was meals that were brought to her family. People would go to her house and just help them clean. People would offer support with the child if needed. And they really had an experience that they could have never imagined, and felt so supported, although their direct family was actually not able to be there. But they felt like they had such an extended family and felt so cared and loved for. And that's really, I believe, how every birth should be. And every important experience and events in our lives, we should feel accompanied and supported. Previously I shared my story of coming here and meeting Marcelo, my life partner, but I didn't share his story. And before meeting me, Marcelo actually lost his wife to cancer. That was a really difficult time in his life. He has also two children that are now 13 and 16, but at that time they were 8 and 11. And through everything that they went through during these 7 years that their mom was battling cancer, and also at the time when she passed and afterwards, they were so cared for and held by the community that's today that's what they share. You know, that their story, they share it through this lens of, we were so cared for, everybody was there for us, and they didn't feel alone. So through the beautiful moments and through the most difficult ones, it is so valuable to have the presence of people who care about us around us. What else happens when we live like this? We learn from each other. You know, as I shared, we all comes from different backgrounds and cultures, so there's a lot to be learned. We grow together, emotionally, spiritually. We can even start projects together. Here, there's so many different projects that are emerging all the time and that are very successful. We have these two neighbors that came together and created an amazing mountain bike park that became the biggest bike park in all Central America. It's called Buen Camino. We have this other guy that actually is not, he doesn't live inside our community, but is from the local community. He's called Fernando. And he, you know, this guy, he lived in a very small neighborhood next to our community. And when he was 17, 18, he told his parents that he was gay. And his parents did not accept the fact that he was gay and completely told him that he needed to leave the house. So he came, you know, he came here and asked for work and started working with people. First, he would do, you know, cleaning and starting to get into cooking and develop this passion for cooking. And there's this neighbor that knew that, you know, could see that he was so passionate about cooking. And Fernando eventually shared that he had this dream of opening a restaurant. And he was completely supported by some neighbors here that funded it. And now he has a beautiful, super successful restaurant that is called Casa Victoria. And there's all these stories about people who have these dreams and are able to manifest them more easily because of who they can do it with, or because of the support of some other neighbors. Okay, before I also shared about the gift economy. So, you know, that's another beautiful thing that happens when we live like this. The impact that it has on the community vibration in terms of gratitude is really phenomenal. And, you know, when we all vibrate in gratitude, that is one of the highest frequencies, really close to love, it generates this field that I will talk about a little bit later. When we all vibrate, you know, you might be already familiar with this concept, but when you vibrate in a frequency, it has an impact not just on you, but in your environment. And because we're all connected through love, this frequency actually impacts people around you, your surroundings, even your city, your country, and the whole planet. When you vibrate the same frequency as other people around you, let's say you're in a woman's circle and people are sharing, and you're really in this elevated frequency, or in a singing circle, or in a dance, or whatever it is, this effect is exponential. So the more we are, the greater the effect. And just you know, it's so interesting to think by being in gratitude and living a life that makes us feel fulfilled, and remembering it every day and vibrating that, we are having a positive effect on the whole planet. sometimes that, we have the choice. We can, of course, we can open the news and read them and get affected maybe, but when we do that, we don't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily help. So instead of that, how can we live a life where the vibrancy that we will carry actually will benefit other people? Because you're not just what you eat. We say a lot of time, you are what you eat. It's true, you are what you eat, but you're also who you surround yourself with. And this has been proven. In 1938, so a long time ago, they did this study from Harvard where they tracked the lives of over 700 men for more than 80 years. And what they found, because they were basically trying to answer the question, what keeps people healthy and happy as they go through life? And they found that the single marker, the marker that was the most significant for health and happiness, was not wealth, was not fame, was not even like what they ate, like diet or exercise or career success. It was the quality of the connections with other people. So nowadays, it's been proven that it has a lot of positive effects on the health as well. It helps to live a longer life. It helps with stress, with immunity, with a healthier heart. It slows aging. It helps with sleep, with digestion. And we can even see it. I don't know if you know of the blue zones, but it's these parts of the world where people have great longevity rates. And not only that they live a long life, but they live a long life and they're healthy until very old. Something that we see in all of these blue zones are these deep community ties and these daily social rituals that are key to longevity. So in short, I want to say that connection is medicine. In the end, what truly heals us, it's not found in a pill or a product or a plan. It's really found in each other. It's coming back to the basics. At that era of social media, we can be more connected than ever with the phone. But sometimes we just need to close the phone and look who's around us and connect in that deeper way. Now, you heard me talk about Ecovia because this is where I live, but you don't need to move in an eco village to live this way. My invitation for you today is to start right where you are, to knock on your neighbor's door, to speak to that person in the elevator that you think doesn't want to speak to you. Say hi, speak, engage a conversation. Maybe share a meal, invite someone to share a meal with you. Offer your gifts, your time, your smiles, and create these micro moments of connections. Because every act of gratitude, and now I'm talking about that horizontal gratitude towards each other, no matter how small, it has ripples throughout the collective fields. So thank you so much for listening to me today. Thank you.
Thank you, Julianne. What a beautiful concept that you bring to us, today. The power of togetherness and the power of living in community and trusting, all of your neighbors. Because you're right. I don't think there's many neighborhoods where you're able to have that connection with everybody that lives there. And I think it's such a beautiful concept. So please go visit Julianne in La Covilla.
You're all welcome to come and visit.
Yes, I've been there once. I didn't have the chance to check the whole thing. I only saw where I guess the community area where you guys meet and do all the gatherings and stuff. And I don't think when I went there you had much stuff, but yeah, it's a beautiful it's a beautiful way of living. I agree with you, and I think that's how every neighborhood should be. The concept of the gifting economy. That's beautiful. So thank you so much for bringing that to our attention, because I don't think a lot of people know about it. You have one question. They said, as you explore your place in a community built on gratitude and nature, what feels most alive in you right now, and how does that aliveness guides the way you connect, create, and lead?
Thank you so much. That's a beautiful question. What I notice is that a lot of people that come here are really hoping for a better world. Um, they they are seeing that the model that we have right now is not working. It's destroying the planet. A lot of people are not happy. They struggle with mental health issues. A lot of systems are falling apart. So there's this common sense that there's a better way that is possible, and people want to be part of co-creating it. They don't want to be just viewers, or they want to sit in the driver's seat and be part of that change. So it's been amazing to witness how these people are coming with this desire to be part of a better way to live, and how can we all use our strengths to co-create that. So now I would say that it guides a lot of my conversations and my projects, because I see these different peoples with these different ideas and talents, and really wanting to bring in and to be part of that solution.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you, Julianne. Again, really beautiful topic that you brought us today. So, well, stay tuned, people, because we have more information. And Julianne, thank you so much. I know you have to do some things, but I know we'll see you again before we finish the summit. So, thank you very much.
So much.
Hello, hello. I'm so happy here to introduce my dear friend Sananda, Master Zoly Sananda. She's going to bring us a beautiful theme. She's going to talk to us about gratitude, the language of a happy body. And she's an expert in working the body in a beautiful way. She is an amazing worker of light, an amazing warrior of love, and a messenger for souls. Sananda is honored to speak tonight about how the body is a sacred vessel and how gratitude is as its most fluent language. Sananda started her journey in Venezuela, and she blossomed through the ZOLEMGEH Estrella formation. Today, she serves as an amazing Master Zoly and an Angelical life coach. And she's a bridge for healing and transformation. With deep reverence, she will be sharing how gratitude speaks through every cell of our being. Thank you so much, Sananda, for this subject.
Thank you. Thank you for that lovely introduction. Yes. So today I'm talking about a topic that I love a lot, which is the body. I feel like gratitude can become the language that the body needs, the key to feeling happier, healthier, and more radiant every single day. I honestly feel like being grateful to your body makes you feel younger and happier. And I just recently turned 50, but I don't feel like that. So I don't mind saying it. I know sometimes women say, "Oh, you shouldn't say your age," but I don't care. Age is it's just a number, and I feel young. I feel beautiful, and I think it's because of that connection that I have with my body. Um, for those who know me, and for those of you that do not know me, I love exercising. I've been exercising and doing sports since I was a kid. I started doing swimming. I started with dancing classes, and like throughout my life, I've always been doing sports. So for me, movement is something that I love. and I do with so much fun, and I really, really enjoy it. So connecting with my body runs through my veins, but not necessarily they have always been, like that connection that I have right now with my body. Um, uh, Exercising for me, or connecting with my bodies through exercise, to me it's a way of either connecting with a divinity, like a type of meditation, or disconnection from a situation or something. If I feel anxiety or stress, I exercise, because that, for me, it helps me release those things, and it clears my mind, and then I can, connect with what I need to connect in order for me to change that mindset. Honestly, exercising for me makes me feel alive. And even though sometimes I don't exercise like every day like I used to, when I do it with so much fun and passion. Like I said before, when I have done exercises throughout my life, and it wasn't always necessarily how I feel right now about exercising. Back then, I used to do it because I was a teenager. I love swimming. We did it in a competitive way. Dancing, we did it also because we had to do something as an activity after school. And of course, as I grew up, I started exercising because I needed to lose weight. I needed to look a certain way. And growing up in a Latin American country, you have this type of you have to have your body in a certain way, and all of this and all of that. So my connection with exercise, even though I love it, wasn't like, I would say, the right one. And I'm not criticizing it. I mean, that was the norm. That's how it was back then. That's how I grew up thinking that, okay, exercise makes you feel healthier. You're gonna be fit. You're gonna be strong, and all of that. I started probably, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago or so. I started doing CrossFit. And honestly, I think CrossFit helped me to connect more with my body, connect more with in my mind, because it started to make that click of, okay, I can do this certain type of exercises, and I have to train my mind to focus on it. And it really, I really, really enjoyed it. I kept doing swimming. I did Zumba because I love dancing, and I keep doing all of these things. But now I do it differently. Back when I started doing CrossFit, I had a gym. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story, so where you know where I'm coming from. I had a gym. I quit my job and I decided to open a gym because that's how much I loved exercising. And I loved having that space. I met with a lot of women, with a lot of people, and my gym was like a integration of your body, your mind, and your soul. And that's how I approach it, and that's how I still approach that. Of course, my mind still was like, okay, CrossFit, it's very competitive, so I did compete, and I pushed my body to certain limits that I shouldn't have, but I wasn't listening to my body. I was just doing exercises because I loved it. To me, it was like a challenge. So I want to complete that challenge, and part of the things that I did while I was having the gym was that helping women to connect with their body, but in a different kind of way. COVID happened. I had to close the gym. Of course, that uh, created a lack of motivation in me and in my body. And you know what? I was thankful for that. Not at the moment, but after a while, I kept like, okay, let me connect again with my body. Let's see how can I come back to exercise. Something happened while I was having running the gym, where we had a person that said like very negative things, and that affected me emotionally, and I disconnected from exercise for a while. I couldn't connect. So in my healing process, right, of discovering why I felt that way, that's when gratitude came in. Gratitude and forgiveness, not only um, um, gratitude, because gratitude, it's a part of it, but forgiving also, it's part of that gratitude. I started to forgive all of those past experiences. I forgive all of the people that put me in those uncomfortable situations, and it took me a while to do that. I feel like gratitude. Yes, we say thank you, right? And we've been speaking about being grateful about everything, about waking up in the morning and all of that stuff. And yes, that is important, but it's how you say the thank you. For me, in my case, that helped me connect with my body. How I was thinking, okay, I'm waking up, I say thank you because it is another day. But do you truly feel that in your heart? And that's when I started to heal that part of me that disconnected me from a thing that I love the most, which was doing exercises. So forgiving people, forgiving experiences, and most importantly, forgiving myself. That helped me um, love myself and see myself differently, right? Because I was forgiving myself and I was thanking myself for everything that I have lived, and thanking myself for the opportunity to heal, right? To be in that present moment, and giving me a chance, or being able to open that door, that it's allow me to say thank you to myself, because I was giving thanks to everyone, to the experiences, but I never thanked myself. And I never took the time to really like sit down and say, thank you, Sananda, for everything, or thanking my body. I was just using my body as a vehicle, and push it to complete a challenge. And of course, that as aside of that, became, the experiences. So now that I'm able to thank my body and connect with my body, my love for exercises came back. And now, before I exercise, I do like a gratitude ritual for me and my body, so that way my exercises or my movements are more joyful, and I celebrate them every time. And I don't necessarily do the same all the time. I listen to my body and I respect it, and I said, okay, today I feel like doing this, and then the next day it's a little bit different. And to me, that has helped me connect with my body in a different way. So why, for me, it's so important to talk to the body, because your body is always listening, always, from head to toe, inside out. It listens to when you're stressed. It listens when you're sad, when you have anxiety, and all of those emotions. And same thing, it listens when you are calm. But I've noticed with me and with the people that I worked with in the fitness field, right? It's that we people tend to notice more or talk to your body more when you are in a stressful situation. Like when you are relaxed, yeah, you're relaxed, but you're not, okay, well, I'm relaxed. But when you're stressed, it's like, like you feel your body more. So you have to talk to your body. You have to listen to your body also. Like in those situations you are um, when you are stressed, right, or you have anxiety, you need to stop, right? You need to breathe and relax. Why? Because your body needs it. And my body said to me, thank you for listening. Thank you for listening, and stop being stressed and relax. Because what I've learned is also that when you have emotions, and you go through an emotion, and remember, when we're in the Zolemgeh Estrella formation, we talk about emotions. Emotions are like those negative situations that happen or feelings that you experience, and feelings are the positive feelings that you feel when you are in a in a certain situation. So I learned that what do I gain by having an emotion? When I have an emotion and my body feels that emotion, then that emotion is going to be stored in a part of your body. So let's say if you love exercising, probably will go to your knees, it will go to your feet, it will go to your shoulders or your elbow. And people might say, "No, yeah, but it's because I was at the gym and I heard something." Yeah, physically, yes, but emotionally, it's something more deeper. It's something that you are storing, not because of that moment. This is something that you're being carrying along for a while, and that it's going to be stored in your body. And of course, it's going to go to certain parts of your body. We don't know which ones because everybody's different, right? So it's very important to listen to your body, to talk to your body. And you have to do the forgiveness exercises towards your body. You have to say, I forgive, or please, body, forgive me for everything that I've done for you, for everything that I've pushed you, everything that I have felt that make you feel in a certain way. You have to do those forgiveness exercises. And of course, you have to forgive yourself because, in a way, you allowed it to happen and to feel that for you. So now, and that's why gratitude is very important. Even when you're going walking, and we've talked about this, Alma and Julianne have talked about this. You're breathing, you're walking, you're seeing. You have to be thankful for everything in your body. So before you work out, before you go out and walk, and before you do anything that has to do with your body, you have to say thank you. Thank you, legs, for carrying me, for taking me from point A to point B. Thank you, heart, for beating, like, and showing me, like, okay, I'm pushing it too much. Let me lower down the intensity of the workout. Thank you, breath, because if you don't have breath, how are you going to exercise? So those things we take for granted, and the body feels it. But the body feels when you take for granted those things that God gave us, this beautiful body. And the body is so complex. I don't think anybody understands 100% how the body works. So I think if we connect with the body, we thank the body for for what we have. And it doesn't matter if you look in your mirror and you say, well, I still need to lose a little bit of weight. That's fine. But you have to love you. You have to love yourself. You have to love your body, because your body is your vehicle. It's how you get to point A to point B. So, and when you do that, everything flows. Your body feels stronger. Your body feels lighter for certain things that you want to do. And for example, I also used to work with seniors, and sometimes they say, no, but I can't do this. No, yes, you can. The age is just a number. You can do anything you want, of course, at your level. You don't have to let go crazy. But if you thank your body, at whatever age, your body is going to react with love, and it's going to give you more. And it's going to make you do things that you thought that, no, I can't do that. That's your mind saying that you can't. Yes, you can. Everything is possible, but you have to connect with your body, and you have to have that gratitude towards. So we're going to do 2 exercises today. And I want you to sit comfortably, right? And I want you to put your hands on your heart. And you close your eyes, and you're going to take a deep breath. And you're going to feel your lungs as you breathe, right? You're going to feel your heart. When you put your hands on your chest, I want you to feel that. And I want you to connect with your lungs and your heart. Because without them, you wouldn't be here, right? And I don't think we say thank you to our heart, and I don't think we say thank you to our lungs often, or almost never, right? So I want you to connect with that with your eyes closed. Feel the beating of your heart. As you breathe, you're gonna like visualize your lung like expanding and going in, right? And feel that vibration. And I want you to feel love, love in your heart, right? Love in your heart center, in your heart chakra. And I want you to feel that vibration of love. And that vibration of love, I want you to bring it to your heart. And you're going to say, thank you, heart, for beating. Thank you for being in my body and being so healthy. I love you and I thank you. And this, you're going to do the same thing with your lungs. You're going to visualize them. You're going to feel them. You're going to feel your chest expand. And you're going to bring that love to your lungs. And you're going to say, thank you, lungs, for allowing me to breathe ever since I was born. And you can even say, I'm sorry, heart and lungs, for putting you in stressful situations or in stressful modes. I love you and I thank you. And as you do this exercise, I want you to notice how your body feels. Because yes, you're saying thank you to your heart, you're saying thank you to your lungs, but how does the rest of your body feels when you do this exercise? It feels calm. It feels relaxed, right? I don't know. I feel like I want to dance, for example, right? um, so with this exercise that we just did, I want to also talk a little bit about our body is our mirror. Our body, when we are stressed, when we have emotions, when we have anxiety, when we have depression, when we have sadness, etc., 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 our body will show us how it feels, right? And our body is the alarm of that emotion. Our body is the alarm that tells us, hey, wake up. You need to wake up. You have to take care of this emotion or whatever it is that you're feeling. You have to take care of it because I am being affected. That's what your body is telling you. So it's very important to have that conversation with your body and have that conversation where you understand what are the emotions that you're going through. Because if you're feeling happiness, if you're feeling joy, guarantee you that your body what will say is thank you, and it will react and it will act in a way differently than what we normally or people normally feel, which is like, oh, this hurts, this is that, and all of that stuff. So as an example, if you are in a situation where, let's say, you have a deadline and you have to finish that deadline for a certain time, you how do you feel? And let's say it's a stressful deadline. So you're always thinking over you have to finish. You normally people either don't eat or eat not, they don't eat in a certain in a healthier um how do you say that, in a healthier timeline. Okay, you eat whenever you can eat. You might not sleep. You sleep less hours because you have to do that deadline. So your body starts to feel stressed. When you finish that deadline, right, what happens? Your body relaxes. And what happens then? Because your immune system goes down, your vibration goes down during that time where you were doing that deadline, then that's when the person gets sick. What do you hear sometimes? It's, oh, well, I got sick because there's a flu, or someone, I ate something bad, or probably, yes. But more than that, it's that emotion that you carry within you, and you and your body had to, like, okay, well, I'm going to be strong for you right now because you're in that deadline. But then after you relax, of course, I mean, what your body's going to say, give me a break. I spend like a week in this stress. I need a break. So when we are in those situations where we have that stress and we feel our body like that, you please don't wait until you finish that or you pass that situation. You have to react, and you have to connect with your body. You have to listen to your body, because you don't want to end up being, in a situation that you don't need to be in that situation. So I'm not saying that I like imperfection in doing those things, but I can tell you that I listen to my body, and if I listen to my body, I am able to change that mindset, and then my body relaxes. And then when I finish that deadline, I can guarantee you I don't necessarily get sick. Okay. And your body says, finally, you're listening to me, right? So every time, every time that you feel like that, always thank your body for doing everything that it does, because the body is so amazing, that it does a lot of things for us to feel good, but we have to listen to it, so that way our body is capable of healing, right? And we all have that capability of healing. So we're gonna do another exercise, right? And this time, I want you to concentrate in a part of your body that it's not 100% healthy. Okay, it could be because it hurts a little bit, or it could be your joints, it could be your muscles, whatever it is. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to connect with that part of your body that it's not feeling 100%, right? And we're gonna take a deep breath and exhale. And I want you to visualize a beautiful golden light that's going to enter through your head. And that golden light is going to go to that part of your body that it's not 100%. Whatever it is, could be your stomach, it could be your knees, anything. And as you send that beautiful golden light to that part of your body, I want you to send also that energy of gratitude to that part of your body. Okay, you're going to say thank you to it. Whichever part of your body, you're going to thank that part of your body for the function that it does for you. And say beautiful things to that part of your body. Say how beautiful you are, how strong makes you feel. Thank you for doing what you need to do in order for me to do what I need to do. And connect to it. And send that golden energy to that part of your body with love, with gratitude. It's like hug that part of your body. And you're going to take a deep breath, and you're going to say thank you to yourself, because you're allowing yourself to connect with your body in this very short moment, just to say thank you to that part of you that wasn't feeling 100%. When we do that, we awaken something in our body that help us heal that part of our body. Like I said before, we have that gift in us. We can heal ourselves. And of course, if we use crystal Reiki, CRISTIC Reiki, we use therapy with the creator, it helps even more. But we do have that. So I want to leave you with a simple 7-day gratitude challenge so you can do at home. Every morning, place your hands on your heart and say, thank you for one more day. Before you work out, before you're gonna go walk, even if you're gonna go to the supermarket and do something, you say, thank you, body, for what it's about to do. Thank you, legs, for taking me from here to there. And at night, name 3 parts of your body that you want to thank too. And you do this exercise. Visualize that beautiful golden light coming into you, send it to those 3 parts of your body and say, thank you and I love you. Right? I promise you that if you keep doing that thing, your body will feel better, better and better and better, and will respond differently. Okay, you will have a better sleep, you will have more energy, you will feel happier, and your cells start to change, and those wrinkles that we worry about, they're going to start to disappear. All right, so gratitude is the universal language, and when the body learns it, it becomes your best friend and ally. So remember, a grateful body is a happy body. So remember that, apply it every day, and you'll see how beautiful your life will change. Your body will change, and your connection with your body, it's going to be amazing. So thank you. But I do have a question here. Do you think it's important to acknowledge achievement no matter how small? Yes, yes. I agree. Totally. You have to acknowledge your, especially if you're working with your body and you're exercising. And we're going to use exercise as an example. But yes, for me, that's super, super important, because you have to say thank you to your body for that small step that you did. For example, when I started doing CrossFit, again, I didn't thank my body back then, but now that I do it, I say, wow, thank you, because I didn't know I have that in me, that I could lift weights. And that's something that I love doing. That's part of one of the things that I love about CrossFit. It's the weightlifting. And I thank my body for being able to do it, even if it's like a one little step at a time until I get to where I need to be. But yes, I agree. You have to be thankful and acknowledge your achievements and celebrate them, because your body will feel great when you celebrate that small achievement. You're welcome, Bonnie. Let's see. I have another question here. As you guide children and teens toward radiant health and gratitude, what legacy are you planting in them today, and how do you already see that ripple of change moving through the world? Thank you for that question. I love that question. When I had my gym, I had class with kids, and that's something that I used to do a lot with the kids, and I still do. I think it's very important to teach kids being thankful for their body, especially now, because a lot of kids and teenagers look at the social media and then they say, oh, I have to look like this, I have to look like that. I think it's very important for them to connect with their body, to work on the emotions, because I think one of the things that I love to do is helping kids to learn how to manage those emotions, so that way when they're adults, they don't have to carry with that baggage that probably my generation carried. The new generation is different, they think differently. So what a beautiful thing would be if kids, they can handle their emotions better, they can love themselves, so that way that gratitude lives in them, and carries on, and when they're adults, they're happy. They don't have to like worry so much, and if they worry, because that's part of life, they have the techniques to feel better and remove those things from them. So thank you for that question. All right. So, well, thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me. I hope that what I said works in a way for you, and it brings you happiness in your body. Really, I'm an advocate of exercise, and do it. Connect with your body. feel great and keep going. Now I am going to present our next speaker, and our next speaker is beautiful Emmiel. She's going to talk about gratitude, how gratitude heals the mind. I want to welcome her. She's a soul who works with grace, softness, and fierce love. Emmiel is a Master Zoly and an Angelical life coach. And she's a transformational healer who walks women back home. She is amazing at it. She has these beautiful workshops where she really helps women to connect with themselves. I love that because it connects to their hearts, their truth, and their sacred power. Through her energy work and intuitive guidance, she helps women remember they are not broken, they are divine. Of course, we are women and we are divine. So let's open our hearts to beautiful Emmiel.
Thank you so much, Sananda, for that nice presentation. And yes, we are going to talk about gratitude heals the mind. When you change your thoughts, you change your life. When you choose to live with gratitude, you feel good. It transforms your brain, transforms your energy, and also transforms your reality. Every grateful thought that you have rewire your nervous system for peace, for clarity, and abundance. So today I invite you into a new way of living. Not a habit, not a moment. It's a vibration, it's a frequency, it's a way of thinking that changes everything. When you train your mind to see all the blessings that you have, life starts to change. Life starts to blessing you back. When you choose to live in gratitude, you feel that peace that fills your life. So I'm so happy that you are here and you are open to connect with the gratitude. My name is Emmiel, and today we're going to explore something simple, powerful, and deeply transformative. Your brain literally changes when you choose gratitude. So I invite you to take a breath and place your hands here in your heart, because your heart is going to give you all that feeling. So we're going to repeat, I choose gratitude. I choose peace. And when you choose gratitude, you find the best on everything in every moment. It's a mindset. It's a vibration. It's a way of seeing life through love. For example, when you wake up in the morning, when you, instead of say, oh, another day, you can say, thank you. I wake up. I got another chance to make the things better. When you are drinking your tea, when you're having that tea moment or your coffee, instead of rushing and run and take the coffee with you and run, just be present. Give thanks for have that warm cup of tea, that warm cup of coffee. Give thanks for that moment. Be present and enjoy. When you are driving, and sometimes traffic happens, instead of being mad, just say thank you and think that, you are safe, and trust in the divine timing. When you are with your kids, you can have that moment when you say thank you because of the love of my family Feel grateful for life, for the life that you once prayed for, and now you have a family, you have kids. When you are at work, sometimes things doesn't go very well, but instead of panicking, just say thank you and say, I'm learning patience, I'm learning clarity, I'm learning leadership. And when you look at your body, Sananda, she talks about the body. So when you look at the mirror, instead of criticize your body, say thank you. Thank you, body. Thank you for carrying me. I honor you. I love you. Gratitude turns everyday life into a sacred moment. And little by little, your nervous system will start to feel at peace. There was a time in my life when I felt uncertain, and at night, all the voices that you start talking and the mind start going like crazy. Instead of thinking, oh, why me, why now, just start practicing gratitude for the smallest things, for for because you have a nice dinner, or because somebody sent you a nice message telling you that they care for you, or because you have a place to live, you have a job where you can go, and slowly start thinking how your body feels. Your heart will feel better, feel good. Your thought will shift, and you will feel in peace. When you practice gratitude, life it start to change. You got stronger, you got more aligned, you got more, you start to vibrating with a nice energy. That is a gift of the gratitude. When you feel gratitude, something wonderful happens in your brain. It changes the chemistry. You start to produce serotonin, and you feel happy, you feel calm. The gratitude increase serotonin, that peace. It helps your mind to slow down, to reduce anxiety, and invite that you will have that feeling that everything is okay. Think of like you have the sunlight returning after a cloudy day. When you produce dopamine, you have that motivation, that hope. Gratitude also boosts dopamine. The reward and motivation, you will have that. It makes you feel inspired, more confident, and excited for life again. This is when you say thank you. When you say thank you, you start to feel that new possibilities are opening. And the oxytocin that give you connection and love. And the oxytocin rise when we feel appreciation. It softens our hearts. It helps us to feel supported, more open and connected with ourselves, with others, and also with Father, Mother, God. So gratitude isn't just a positive thought. It's a spiritual activation, a light that switch your nervous system. Every time when you feel grateful, You rewire your mind for peace, for alignment, and also for miracles. The stress will start to go down, and you feel that peace. Your nervous system will relax, and your intuition, it will be more open, and you start to see life with clarity. You will become calmer. Gratitude reduces the stress and helps the nervous system to relax. Life have changes. Life have challenges, but if you face them with steadiness instead of panicking, you will have a better day. Your mindset becomes more hopeful. Instead of saying, why is this happening to me? You're going to move on, because you're going to start thinking, what is life trying to teach me? Or why is life trying to give me? It will raise your energy. You will attract better thoughts, better feelings, and you will say yes to better opportunities. When you start practicing gratitude, opens the door to good things coming, miracles, because you are vibrating in that frequency, the frequency of abundance. Your relationships will improve. When you feel that appreciation for others, you will value and you will feel that gratitude toward yourself. You will build a more self-love, and also you will feel more confident. When you feel spiritually supported, and you said with gratitude, I trust life, I trust God, I trust my path, that faith that you have will guide you. It will be your divine guidance. And when you heal your past, when you practice gratitude, forgiveness, it will be easier to let go, to forgive, to move forward, and it will dissolve that all resentments, the fear, the scarcity. When you start practicing gratitude, you will feel that you will become like magnetic, because the people around you will feel that you are in peace, you are in presence, you are light, and you will be the person that everybody wants to follow, to learn from. And you can say many affirmations every day. And one of them is, thank you for this moment. Thank you because my life is moving in my favor. Thank you because I am special. And always ask what that challenging situation is teaching you. It can teach you patience. It can teach you to surrender. It can teach you faith, inner strength. So gratitude doesn't erase that challenges, but it can transform. It can transform your world. And how about if you start practicing gratitude every morning or every night, and say, thank you for my life. I'm ready for the miracles. And then you can notice, if you practice like every morning or every night, how your life is going to change. Your mood is going to change. Your energy is going to change. The way that your life flows is going to change. And then you will feel that peace more often in your day. So write or say every night, thank you. Thank you because I am safe. Thank you because I am blessed. Thank you because I had everything that I want. And then you will feel how your life is going to change because you are vibrating different. Instead of focus on the negative, focus and be grateful for every little thing that you have in your life. So gratitude is not like a technique, it's a way of living. Every time when you are grateful, every time when you say that affirmation, it's like a reset. It's like you can be open to the new, to miracles. So don't wait for blessings to be grateful. You feel grateful, and the blessings will begin to multiply. So practice gratitude every day. Say thank you to everybody and feel it. Not only say it, just feel it, and then you will change your vibration. And now I want you to invite you to join us in this journey of healing and love and awakening, and to subscribe to the channel that you are listening to, the International Universal New Earth in YouTube. So don't forget to follow us in the social media, and also walk with us, listen to our congregations, because they have a message for you, and start to live your life differently, with love, with peace, and connecting with that divine, the divinity that is in you. And thank you for listening. Thank you for your light. Thank you for choosing gratitude today. And then you can start practicing every day. And remember that you are loved, you are guided, and you are rising.
Thank you, Emmiel, for this beautiful message, and I think you gave us a lot of affirmations throughout your speech. Thank you so much. You have a question in the comments. As you help women awake clarity and self-love through crystal and CRISTIC Reiki and chakra healing, what myth about the mind are you dismantling right now, and what vision of mental freedom are you living into?
The myth that I always see, is that the mind always want to control everything, and that we push or force or struggle, or and replacing that control, instead of connect with your truth, your mind start to becomes more peaceful, and then it will follow the wisdom of your heart. So through gratitude, through Reiki Crystal and Reiki CRISTIC, and also the chakra balance and the tech that we use that helps a lot of people, we can guide women to remember who they are, and they can connect to themselves. And healing, it's not fighting the mind, but loving yourself and finding that harmony in you.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much, Emmiel. And to all the women that are listening to us, please contact Emmiel. She has a beautiful program for women to help with all of that, what she said, because yes, women have lived through different a lot of experiences, let's say, on the history of women. So Emmiel does a beautiful job of helping women get rid of those things. So thank you, Emmiel, for your beautiful message. I appreciate you being here and taking the time. I know I'll see you a little bit later again.
Thank you, Sananda.
And now I am super happy to introduce our next speaker, Cecilia. She's going to talk about fur beings, the silent teachers. I know a lot of people love furry friends. So Cecilia is here to remind us that some of our greatest teachers don't speak our words, but in presence. She is an angelical life coach, passionate animal advocate, yes, she is, and a visionary leader working to create sanctuaries and healing centers for our beloved fur companions. Her mission is clear: heal the world, one animal and one heart at a time. What a lovely thing to do, Cecilia. Thank you. Let's honor the quiet wisdom of our animal allies with Cecilia. Cecilia, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the introduction and for giving me the time to talk about these beautiful fur babies. Okay. Hello, everyone. It is such a joy and privilege to be here with you today at the Gratitude Effect Summit, because gratitude for me is not just a value. It's not a habit or a morning journal prompt. Gratitude has been my survival tool, my healing path, and my deepest spiritual teacher. But I didn't learn this from a book. I learned this from paws, fur, and wagging tails. For over 2 decades, I lived in a very different life. I worked in the corporate world for 24 years, followed by another 5 years traveling nationwide doing retail sales. It was a life of goals, performance, pressure, and little space for emotional connection. Eventually, I realized I was craving something softer, something real. I wanted to be home, and I wanted peace, and I wanted purpose. So when my nephew asked me if I would help him run his pet sitting business in Miami, Florida, I said yes, even though I had no experience with animals in the past, none. But something inside me said, try it. That small yes changed everything. At first, my relationship with pets was practical: feed them, walk them, keep them safe. But slowly, I began to notice that something deeper. These animals weren't just clients. They were my mirrors. They were messengers. They were responding to me, not by word, not with words, but with energy. That's when I discovered the Dog Whisper show with Cesar Millan, Cesar Millan's work. His philosophy clicked immediately with me. I've always liked psychology. So a dog's behavior often reflects its owner's emotional state, insecurities, fears, tensions, and dogs feel it all. They know exactly where you're coming from. The awareness opened my eyes. I began to see that caring for animals meant caring for myself first. So I deepened the work. I went further into it. I studied Reiki through the ZOLEMGeh Estrella formation, where I learned the power of balance, energy, and spiritual alignment. I started meditating daily, not just for me, but for the animals that I served at the time, because I understood they feel everything we carry. Let me introduce you to some of my teachers. Lola, my French bulldog, a 3-month-old French bulldog. She was afraid of stairs. She was a puppy when I got her. Every day we worked together. And one step at a time, I encouraged her gently and celebrated every tiny victory. By the end of the week, she walked down all by herself. The pride I felt, I was like watching a child take her first steps. She taught me that courage is built in baby steps. That was my first lesson. Then there was Shane, a Rottweiler. Before I met him, I was terrified of the breed. They have told me that they were strong, and sometimes they had their rough personality. But and that was just thanks to the movie The Omen, where 2 Rottweilers looked, they were hiding in the shadows and burying their teeth. But Shane, he was a big soft baby, sweet, loyal, and when he left after his parents separated, it broke my heart. He taught me that love can really surprise you, and that trust can rewrite the fears. Then came Pucci, my Pucci. Pucci she was a little shy, but a fussy little girl. She refused to eat her food. And she made me become her personal chef, carefully crafting meals so she would eat. But she wasn't difficult. She just needed love, and in a way that made sense to her. She reminded me how important it is to meet others where they are. But we had a great time and we bonded. Our bond was so strong, and she became my shadow. But I love her to death. Then became my Chihuahua client, Mani, with a large temper. She was aggressive, reactive, and fiercely very protective of her human dad. When he had to travel, I took a chance and brought her home to stay with me. Her dad wasn't too thrilled about it because of her behavior issues. But I used everything I had learned, every management, structure walks, calm presence, and within a day, she was peacefully coexisting with the other dogs that I was boarding at the time. Her transformation was a powerful reminder that change happens when we shift energy, not just behavior. And finally, the trio, Ghost, Kai, and Cora, 3 huskies, each with their own personality. Ghost is quiet and thoughtful. Kai demands constant attention. And Cora barely eats. Every visit with them is an exercise in observation, flexibility, and unconditional love. Together, they keep me very humble. Through all these relationships, I came to understand something yet profound. Animals don't respond to what we say. They respond to what we feel. If we are anxious, they feel it. If we are grounded, they trust us. That's why before every walk, I center myself with meditation and make sure my energy is calm and clear, because they deserve it. They depend on that. And the dog definitely the walks go more smoothly, and we have a good time together. And when dogs exhibit aggressive behavior, it is never random, it's built. It is a reaction to energy, excitement with no direction, fear without safety, love without a structure. It is not just a dog that needs rehabilitation. At that point, it's a human that needs also rehabilitation. Part of my work also includes educating pet parents on health. I once cared for an Australian shepherd who went blind after a vaccine reaction. The vet never warned the owner of the risks. It broke my heart. That's why I now encourage pet owners to ask questions, do research, and consider holistic alternative nutrition, natural healing, and emotional care. All of it matters. These beings relied on us to make wise decisions for them. They can't share, they don't have a voice. So we become their voice. I believe that every dog and every animal has a spiritual mission. Some come into our lives to help us grieve, others to heal our childhood, some simply to love us through a hard season. They sense that we cannot say. They know when we're off balance, and they show up with our conditions, with our questions, with our ego. They always remind us of the purest kind of love, the kind that asks for nothing and gives everything. So that is gratitude. So what is the gratitude effect? For me, it is knowing that the animals didn't just receive my care, they transformed my life. Gratitude isn't just something I feel at the end of the day. It is something that I practice with every interaction. In every meal prepared, in every morning meditation, in every walk, every bark, every shared breath. They have taught me presence, they have taught me patience, they have taught me tolerance, and most of all, they have taught me how to love deeply and without condition. So to all of my four-legged teachers, thank you, thank you, thank you. To their pet parents, thank you for trusting me with their care. And to you listening today, may you find gratitude in the places you least expect. May you open your heart to connections, to healing, to purpose, and may you walk through life the way a dog walks beside its human, with loyalty, joy, and love. Thank you.
Thank you, Cecilia. I'm so happy you're here and so proud of you.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
But it was easy to talk about my babies.
Thank you for sharing those beautiful stories about your your children.
My baby.
Yeah, your babies. Thank you so much, and thank you for reminding us that animals, are friends, are companions, and maybe yes, we don't say thank you enough to them, but they are teachers and they teach us something. So thank you so much for for giving us your experience and teaching us that animals always give something back, and they're like unconditional love. I mean,
Truly.
yes,
They always
yes.
do.
There's a question for you. As you stand among the animals who teach in silence, um, what lesson is a rescue being revealing to you about your own humanity, and how does that awareness shift your mission today? I don't know what happened with Cecilia. I think she left. Well, we're gonna tap into that question when she comes back. Now I am going to present our last speaker, last but not least. Okay, we're gonna introduce. I'm happy to introduce to you Armonya, Master Zoly Armonya. She's going to talk about how crystal and CRISTIC Reiki, or the power of the crystal and CRISTIC Reiki, the energy of healing. Armonya is a doctor of Chinese medicine, Master Zoly, and Angelical life coach. She brings a depth knowledge and even deeper devotion to healing. Yes, she does. I mean, you have a great Chinese doctor, so please contact her for whatever you need. Her calling lies within the ZOLEMGEH Estrella formation, where she helps both individuals and professionals awaken their highest potential. Her energy is both precise and powerful, rooted in love and committed to the sacred path of service. Please welcome the extraordinary, that's a beautiful word, world, Armonya.
Thank you, Sananda, for that introduction. I'll try to make my best. Okay, so I'm very happy to be here with all of you. And I have the honor to talk to you about the energy of gratitude in healing and how that is the core of the CRISTIC and crystal Reiki. So I'm going to ask you, I know that we have done a bunch of exercises, but I promise you these are important exercises to realize how the energy heals. Please close your eyes. And you're going to take a deep breath. Hold it. And as you exhale, feel your heart opening softly and realizing this moment is a sacred moment. Please acknowledge that every breath is a blessing. Every heartbeat is a proof of the divine love that flows through us. Today, we're going to enter into this sacred field of CRISTIC Reiki and explore how the energy of gratitude becomes one of the most powerful healing forces available to the human heart. So now you can open your eyes. And okay, let me, CRISTIC Reiki, all of us practice CRISTIC Reiki as one of the many techniques that we have learned in the ZOLEMGEH Estrella formation. But it is more than a technique. CRISTIC Reiki is a sacred path, is a way that we embody the Christ consciousness. And when we talk about the Christ consciousness, is that golden light that is vibrating in unconditional love, in forgiveness, in divine unity. So where traditional Reikis channel universal life force, CRISTIC Reiki channels the love of the CRISTIC heart, where compassion meets divine will. And we can say that gratitude is that bridge that allows that light to flow freely and is the key that unlocks that energy in our heart. Is that CRISTIC flame. So when we talk about gratitude, and we have said it before, and the girls have said it before, is more than a word. It's not just a polite thank you. Oh, because we have learned that we have to say thank you to everything. So we do it very automatically. Oh, thank you for this, thank you for that. But have you asked yourself, when you say thank you, do you really mean it? You feel something when you say that thank you. That is a question that I'm going to leave to you guys. In the meantime, I'm going to say that gratitude, as all of the girls have said before, is an energy, is a vibration, is a frequency that lifts our consciousness into alignment and with divine harmony. When we live in gratitude, we experiment that our energy fields expands, it brightens, it harmonizes. When you feel somebody giving you thank you from the heart, you feel it. You feel that love. So that is what we're talking about, is that energy that surrounds you. I'm going to give you an example because I believe the examples are the best way to transmit things. There was a lady, and she was like 70 years old, and she had aches all over her body. And, she walked, and she was sitting, she was aching, lying down, she was aching. And we were working, and I said, well, how often do you feel grateful? And she said, never. So I said, why not? Because because I have aches. And I said, well, maybe you should start thanking everything that is not related to aches. So she started writing 3 things every day, simple things like a warm meal, or I went to the bread place and I got a great bread. And after a month that I saw her, I asked her, I said, how do you feel? And she said, I feel great. And I said, what happened? And she said, something, I did not change my life, but gratitude changed my eyes and the way I see life. So that is the CRISTIC perception. That is what CRISTIC Reiki brings into everybody that does it or receives it. You see life through the eyes of love. So when we see with gratitude, is we connect to the energy of Jesus and how Jesus perceived life. When we do a CRISTIC Reiki session, we can say that gratitude is the energy that's at the beginning, during, and at the end. Why? Because when we do our invocation, we place our hands in our heart chakra, and that's the home of the CRISTIC flame, and we invoke our masters and all those amazing beings that are going to accompany us in the healing, and we thank them. Because when we think in advance, is that you set the healing in motion. Is you open your heart and you open the channel between your heart and heaven. So that single vibration changes everything. Energetically, you can start experimenting how your auric field grows. And also, we can say that the resistance clears. Emotionally, we start transforming fear into faith. And physically, our nervous system starts harmonizing and bringing peace to every cell of the body. I'm going to give you another example. I had this was a very difficult client because it was a lady that lost her husband and her child 15-20 years ago, and she was really full of pain, full of resentment, and she couldn't, even though that she was when she got to my office, she said, I have done everything and nothing has worked. And I feel this horrible pain in my heart. And I said, well, have you done the forgiveness exercise? She said, I cannot forgive what happened. I said, well, and I explained all, I'm not going to go into details because we're talking about gratitude, but as Sananda said, the forgiveness exercise is an amazing exercise because we let go energies that are old energies that did not belong there anymore. So we went through that exercise, and then we went through a gratefulness exercise. She cried for 2 hours. And after she finished, she said, for the first time, I feel lighter. So that's what CRISTIC Reiki does. Gratitude transmutes the weight of suffering into light. CRISTIC energy is merciful. When we say thank you, we invite the mercy to flow. Science confirms that gratitude lowers our cortisol, when we get stressed, strengthens our immunity, rebalances the heart electromagnetic rhythm. So from a CRISTIC point of view, what that is a completely different thing, is our soul connecting to source, to divine, to love. If we go to the Bible, let's talk about Jesus. Let's talk about Christ. Jesus taught us that gratitude precedes the miracle. Every time we read, or we watch a movie, or we see Jesus saying, Father, I thank you. Thank you for the bread that I'm going to receive. Thank you for this. He didn't wait for proof. He gave thanks in faith. This is the CRISTIC principle of creation. gratitude as an invocation. It doesn't just respond to, oh, when something already happened. No, it opens up when you're grateful before things happen, no matter what, without controlling. Life has a way of manifesting beautiful things. So when CRISTIC Reiki, we follow the same example. We say thank you before the healing happens. And something really magical happens. We as healers have a great connection, and also we can see how our clients get into a different state. We usually practice. We put our, I'm going to talk. We put our hands in our heart. We connect to that energy, because that energy is what really is going to heal the person. We're just channels. That is their energy that heals. So I know people are going to tell me, well, it's easy to say thank you when something positive happens, but how do we give thanks when something not so positive happens? If you practice gratitude every day, gratitude itself is going to show us that you can change the way you view things, that you can realize that there is always a lesson, a healing in every aspect or in everything that happens in our life. Let me put an example. When somebody cuts you off in traffic, instead of rushing and saying whatever words you want to say, breathe, control yourself, and whisper, "Thank you for teaching me patience in motion." That's an example. Well, or if, let's say, we feel misunderstood, "Thank you for reminding me to love even if I feel misunderstood." Why? Because if somebody misunderstands you, you really have to honor yourself. So that person is showing you that no matter what they think, you really have to honor your things. So you have to be grateful for that. Let's say if life shifts unexpectedly, you say, why? And usually we go, why me? Why this happened? You can think, because maybe life is telling you this is not the way. You should look around and look somewhere else. Maybe that was a dangerous situation. Maybe it was not a positive situation for you, even though that you think that it was the best one. So when we open ourselves to not controlling and not interpret things in negative ways, and we open ourselves to feel gratitude for everything, then we turn it into a sacred practice, into an everyday thing. And it keeps us in tune with that unconditional love of Jesus. I'm going to guide you into a little meditation. All of the 6 of us are going to give you a cosmic healing with CRISTIC Reiki. The only thing you need to do is say, I feel deserving of this healing, because the stellar masters are the ones who perform the cosmic healing. We're only channels. And so please close your eyes, take a deep breath, and you are going to visualize a golden white light descending from heaven. That is the CRISTIC flame of love. That energy is going to touch your crown. So you're going to see it entering your head. Going down to your neck. Flowing through your heart. And to every part of your body. Please say, "Thank you for healing me in ways I may not yet see." Let's do it 3 times. Thank you for healing me in ways I may not yet see. Thank you for healing me in ways I may not yet see. Feel the gratitude spreading to your shoulders, to your arms, to your hands, to your legs, to every part of your body. If you have pain, ask that energy and thank that energy to heal that part of the body. If you have a situation, ask that energy to heal that situation. Now, put intention and send that light to your loved ones. Put the intention that they feel that gratefulness, that love. Send them to strangers. Even though to those people who challenge you. Each one is a teacher of love. Feel how gratitude expands, filling the space where you are, the city, the world. The Christ light radiates, and you're part of it. Take one final breath of golden light and gently open your eyes, feeling lighter, centered, and whole. So, gratitude is not just a response, it's a revelation. It reveals our oneness with the divine. In CRISTIC Reiki, we understand healing is not fixing, it is remembering that we're already whole in the light of God. And gratitude is how we remember. It turns our focus from pain to purpose, from fear to faith, from wound to wisdom. So let us live this truth. Every thank you is a spark of healing. Every act of gratitude is a blessing extended to the world. Thank you so much for being here from all of us. It has been an honor.
Thank you, Armonia. Such a beautiful, beautiful speech and topic. Thank you so much for giving us, a little bit more information about how Crystal and Christic Reiki help us heal everything. And when we heal, we are grateful. Thank you so much. And I think it's important the message that you said about, being grateful for the things that are not so positive.
Yeah.
Because that shows our body, our mind, everything that we want to heal, and we're thankful for those experiences, although they were not beautiful. You do have a question on the chat. It says, as you stand in your practice today, what gift are you offering humanity right now, and what timeless gratitude practice still anchors your energy today?
The gift that I offer humanity is the gift that Master Zolemgeh Estrella gave me, and that I'm eternally grateful to her. That is awakening, consciousness, and learn to know myself and to remember who I truly am. So I want to give that back to the world and help people be happy remembering who they really are. And it's interesting because, as you all said, I wake up in the morning and my practice that I do is that I really sit down with myself and give thanks to everything that I'm going to live that day. And it's not that I want to control and make a list of a to-do list of things that I want to and how I want them to unfold, because that's not the way it is. It's even to those uncomfortable situations, I thank them, because if I have to live them, it's because it's something that I need to learn from them. So from there, life has made it's much easier. That's my recommendation to everybody, and you're gonna see how life and the energy of everything changes.
Amazing. Thank you for that. I love that. Me too. I say thank you. If I'm manifesting something, I manifest it and I say thank you for what's to come, and the in betweens, all that challenge. But thank you, Armonia, also for being here and taking the time to connect with us and give us your intake on gratitude. But I don't want you to leave. I know you're going to do an exercise right now, a small exercise of ritual, a gratitude ritual. So I want to invite all the beautiful ladies that were here today with us. Let's wait for them. Okay, so we're all here. Armonia, the microphone is yours.
Okay, this is gonna be this is a surprise for all of you. But more than an exercise, I admire you all because you're amazing women. And I want you to say a phrase that for you have how for you has gratitude changed your life. And for each phrase, I want everybody in the audience to breathe it in, close their eyes, and experience what you are bringing into the table. I believe that's the biggest, more than because we have done a bunch of exercises. But with our practice, with all what we have learned in this Zolemgeh Estrella formation, we all have one special sentence, one special thing that we want to say to everybody. And I want everybody to breathe every phrase that we say, okay? And feel it. And they can adapt it to their world. If you want, I can start. So I am grateful for being here with 5 amazing women that are my teachers, and they accompany in my process. And I thank them every day for being my friends and my sisters. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, from the bottom of my heart. So I want the audience to look for friends or people that accompany them and visualize them and thank them. I'm sorry that I did not prepare you guys for this, but I thought that a surprise was important.
All right, can I go then?
Of course.
Okay, all right. So I want to say thank you for the love that I found in myself that has helped me to see my life differently, welcome people in my heart, in my life that I'm gonna get like emotional. They're very loving towards me, and thank you so much for allowing me to be who I am, and being surrounded with loving people, and truly understand what love means. So thank you.
Well, I want to thank for all the changes in my life, for taking me out of my comfort zone, and thank you for bringing me new opportunities to grow.
Alma.
Okay. I'm gonna get emotional too. No, but really, I was thinking about it, and I am so grateful and just thankful because I know I always have music in my life, and that made me connect with my soul and with God. But since I started the ZOLEMGeh Estrella formation, I think I just was able to connect with so many amazing people. Just like it's been so beautiful, and I just feel like so loved. And then for the first time, I just felt the same thing that I felt with music, that I could be myself and that I could, shine and just share that in community. And I just truly honor and respect each and every one of you so much. Like, I have so much love and so respect, and I admire you. So I'm just grateful that, my journey has brought me to this, and for each and every one of you.
I
Cecilia.
got this, just in case I cry.
Okay.
What can I say? Thank you for helping me find myself, maybe. And for helping me find my mission, and for all the support.
Thank you, Cecilia.
We love you, Cecilia.
We do.
Yes, we do.
Beautiful, Ceci. Thank you so much for showing me that there's different ways that we can do things and bring a positive impact to the world. And thank you for including me.
Thank you, Julianne. So, that's a way of practicing gratitude in every moment of your life. So thank you, guys. And thank you for everybody that was watching us.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is an honor, to share all of this with you. Thank you, ladies. You are amazing. You rock. Like
Yes.
Bonnie says, you all rock today. All your messages were beautiful. And our goal is, please share this to everyone, because a lot of people need to connect with that gratitude. So, and we're here for you. Connect with us. Let us know if for our next summit, if you want us to talk about a special topic, we will do that. Again, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.